What's up, Casselberry?
You're listening to episode
167.
167. Woo!
Yeah.
Thank you to our glamour girls, Miss Robin and Miss Gemma, for that warm welcome. And welcome, listener, to the show. We have got a fascinating show with you today. We've got a lady whose heart is as big and warm and generous as I think I've seen in a long time. Our guest today collects coats and distributes them to children in our local schools when the weather gets cold. Mm-hmm. She is a lady with a warm heart who helps out on cold days. She's very generous. As we come out of this holiday season and as we start looking at the new year, let me ask you guys, what's something generous that you want to do as we look? And let's start with Miss Gemma. Gemma, do you have anything? I put you on the spot there, didn't I? Do you want to go to someone else first?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go right to your dad, Mr. Carlos. As we look at 2025, how do you want to be more generous with your life?
How do I want to be more generous? I think I want to make it a priority this upcoming year to be available and schedule the neighbor-to-neighbor events.
Yes.
Because I was only able to attend one this year.
Yes.
And one of them was a schedule conflict. One of them I was sick for. So I want to make sure that I schedule them, schedule your priorities, as the saying goes.
Yeah, I love that. So the Neighbor to Neighbor event is when a group of folks from our community get together and help out some of our less fortunate neighbors who have some code violations or something like that. And so in doing that, you would be generous with both your time and your sweat equity and some of your skills as well.
Yeah.
If you've got any skills in that area.
No skills, but I've got a pole saw that came in handy last time. So,
is your dad pretty skilled, Gemma? What do you think? Is he a skilled man?
Yeah.
There you go. Aaliyah, as you think about generosity, what does generosity look like for you in 2025?
I mean, there's a lot of things I want to do. I always want to give back. I think one thing that me, as well as everyone listening, can do is just like one act of kindness a day, whether it be in the grocery store, if you compliment someone, that could kind of cheer them up, or pick up someone's groceries. I mean, really anything. And that not only makes you feel good in the inside, it makes them feel good. So I don't know. I have been trying to implement that. I feel like the holiday season always kind of makes you a little bit more grateful and want to give back. And I'm like, wow, this feels really good. I'm going to continue doing this.
I love that. We have a very generous podcast team. Robin, what about you? What's your act of generosity as well? I mean, other than donating your skill to produce the podcast.
Yeah. I'm going to be more generous to myself.
Okay.
Now, I know that sounds selfish.
Yes, and it doesn't sound like generosity at all, but go ahead.
No, but sometimes we look down on ourselves. We put ourselves last. Mm-hmm. We cannot pour from an empty cup.
Oh, yeah.
So, obviously, I always want to be kind and generous to others, but I need to remember that I am also should be generous to myself in terms of...
Yes, being gracious.
Okay, without sounding too, too like me.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in an airplane, what do they tell you? If the oxygen mask drops, put it on yourself first.
Exactly,
before
Carlos.
helping others.
Carlos,
so.
You coming on board was the best thing this podcast ever.
Gemma, what about you? As you think about being generous as an 8-year-old now, what does it look like to be generous to you, for you?
Maybe helping my neighbor with her garden because she weeds a lot and stuff, and I was helping her a couple weeks ago.
That's really, really kind, Gemma. I love that you want to help people and help your neighbors. That is very pleasing. So I think between us, I haven't really shared mine yet, but we've got folks who are generous to neighbors with their time, with their stuff. Robin to herself. I think for me, I'm looking to be more generous with my time. I tend to manage it and want to control it and use it as I want. But if I can be more generous with my time, then that will be something good. Do we have another?
Gemma has another announcement.
What do we got, Gemma?
I really want to help with this podcast.
Well, you are doing a great job. In fact, even today, I don't know how we could do it without you. So thank you. Listeners, you won't have heard, but Gemma pulled a face. It was a happy face, but because we're a podcast, you've got to make noise when you pull a happy face. There you go. That's much better.
I like to jazz hands.
All right. So, listeners, we are going to be more generous with our time, our treasure, our talent, and our jazz hands, according to Miss Gemma. All right, let's go quickly to a little bit of Casselberry in the news. Recently, a silver alert was issued when a gentleman in our community got lost. I believe that this gentleman had some dementia issues, and his family were very concerned, and the process was enacted where all of our phones made that loud screeching noise, and everybody wondered what was going on. But a gentleman had been lost in our community. Fortunately, he was found pretty quickly. And I believe that he was found because of the power of our community, right? It takes all of us to take care of each other, to make a difference, and to improve the quality of life in our community. So, Carlos, Aaliyah, as you hear that story of the community rallying to help someone who was lost, what does that tell you about what it means to live in Casselberry?
I've experienced that, seen it firsthand, not in this specific situation, but a few months ago when there was a Amber Alert issued for a child missing near Secret Lake.
Yes.
And I immediately drove out there, and I thought I was quick because I got it, and I told June, can I go do this? And she said, yes, go ahead. So it took me all of 3 minutes to get out to the Casselberry Rec Center. And by the time I got out there, there was already tons of cars out there, big flashlights, people putting their canoes into the lake. Somebody came out there with a drone to look at it, to start circling the area. And one of the biggest reasons that we stayed in Casselberry once we found it, obviously we love the parks and we love everything, aesthetically here, but part of the reason that we've stayed is because of the community feel that it has, and you can tell people genuinely care about each other.
That is an incredible story about the power of community. I love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Oh, yeah, do you have anything to add? Carlos did kind of clean it up with that brilliant answer.
Ditto. Just kind of going along with the theme of this episode is that we all care for one another, and that's what this season is all about. But we should really be like that all year round, which I think Casselberry is like that.
Love it. Casselberry cares. All right, without further ado, let's get to Gemma's favorite part of the show, the dad joke of the week.
It's not really my favorite part.
What? All right, Gemma, my goal in this section, while your dad and Aaliyah look up some jokes, is to make you laugh.
Okay.
Okay? So I'm going to tell you...
This is going to be okay.
All right, you ready?
Calm myself down.
That's right. Deep breath. Okay.
Serious things.
What do snowmen like to do on New Year's Eve? Chill out. Okay, that didn't pass Gemma's test. Okay.
It did
a little bit. I didn't hear a laugh. Okay. Let's see. Did you hear about the guy who started fixing breakfast at midnight on December 31st?
No.
He wanted to make a New Year's toast. Okay, I'm not passing the Gemma test. Okay, let me try one more, okay? And if I don't do it, I'm going to feel like a failure. All right. Why do you need a jeweler on New Year's Eve?
Why?
To ring in the new year. Yes! I got a smile out of it. Yes, I did it. Yeah. All right, Carlos, what you got? Dad jokes of the week.
Yeah.
Yes! So, I got an extended giggle.
So we don't get snow in Florida.
No.
But when I was up north, I made a snowman and I didn't have anything to use as his nose.
Oh.
Yeah, but I didn't really care at all.
Gemma, what do you think? Out of 10, what rating would you give your dad's joke? 3?
No.
Probably like. Okay, this is a good one. So I would give this a 9.
9 out of 10. All right, you get to rate Alia's joke now. What do we got, Alia?
I have so many. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou Who?
Yes, how'd you know? No? Okay.
All right, another one.
Oh, gosh. How is Christmas just like a day at the office?
Oh, I don't know.
You do all the work and the guy in the suit gets all the credit.
Boom! There you go. That's a grown-up joke, Gemma, but that's a funny one. Trust us.
12 out of 10.
Trust us. 12 out of 10. Thank you, Robin. All right, listener. We have shared some news and celebrated our community. We've talked about our need to be generous. We've shared some really bad jokes that barely made Gemma laugh. Let's hear from our sponsor before we go into our interview with a very generous lady.
Thanks so much to our sponsor. Our big interview for this week's episode is we are interviewing Debra Edmonds, and she is from the Give a Kid a Coat Foundation. She is such an inspirational woman, so her mission is to never see a homeless child without a coat. And so she gets brand new coats and wraps them and gives them to schools, churches, and other organizations in the area. And I'm really excited to hear from her. So welcome, Debra. Welcome, Debra. We're super excited to have you. We met at the Chamber of Commerce luncheon, and I was really inspired, so wanted to bring you on the pod.
And she has inspired us, like, through you.
Yes.
We're very excited.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so we're going to start with just like an icebreaker question to get started. What are you most looking forward to with this Christmas holiday season coming up?
I'm looking forward to delivering the jackets to my new school. I picked up Sterling Elementary in Casselberry, and I also picked up Lake Sibylla, which is in Altamont. I tried to, lately I've been moving around to give everybody a chance. You know, normally I stick with the same schools over and over, but some of the schools are getting a little slippery, so I was like, okay, I gotta change it up.
You are growing and expanding and helping kids. And I love that you'll continue to find new ways to do that, and looking forward to that. Debra, tell us, as we talk about this incredible project that you do, who was your biggest influence that has kind of impacted you to do this great work?
My attorney, Deborah Warner.
Yes.
I went out to lunch with her back in 2015. It was around my birthday, so we went to lunch, me, her, and Charlotte, and we sitting at the table talking. I was like, Debbie, I got an idea, but I don't know how to get it started. And she was like, what? And I was like, I told her the story about me coming from the hairdresser, and I seen a lady walking down the street. It was cold. She had an apple bottom jacket on in the hood. The little boy had like a hoodie on.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, I don't know if he was laid up, but it was cold.
Yeah,
And I was like, if I had a coat or a jacket, I would turn around and give it to her. So I told Debbie that, and she was like, well, if you was to do that, what would you name it? And I was like, I don't know. Give a Kid a Coat Foundation? And she was like, that's a good name. Come to my office on Monday. Went to her office Monday. Charlotte came out, which is her paralegal. She came out, and she had an envelope. She was like, Debbie told me to give you this. I'm like, what is this? She was like, your idea. I was like, okay. Took it home, stack of papers. I was like, oh no. Threw it to the side. Sat it there for like 3 days, and then I went back and started looking and, separating the papers to see which one that I need. She just gave it to me. She was like, figure it out. So I found
It was the papers for a nonprofit?
Yeah, but it was like for churches, like different 501.
Yeah.
It was like 501c3, 501c9, like different ones. So I had to look through it to see which one that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it was like 13 pages long. So what I did, I used it as a summer project, because when I did mine in 2015, it was 13 pages, but each page it had where it asked you a question, and then you had to write, like it would say, how much time would you put into this nonprofit? And then you had to explain how much time you would put into it. Or it would ask you, how would you get your funding? How would you, different stuff like that. So I had to I would do fundraisers. I would sell cookies and fish fries and do lunches and stuff like that. So when I got done with mine, it was like a whole stack. Now, you can do it, and it's only 5 pages, and it's online.
Oh, yeah. If only you'd have waited 10 years.
Right, because it wasn't online. When I did mine, I actually had to put it in the mail.
Yeah.
Now it's 5 pages, and you do it online, and I'm like, wow.
But I suspect working through some of that stuff was very helpful for you, though, because it forced you to think some stuff through. So big thanks to Debra Warner for making that easier and inspiring you to do that and kicking off the foundation.
Yeah, and she supports me from that day all the way to now. When I was putting my board together, I called her. I was like, Debbie, would you be my legal advisor on my board? And she was like, sure, Deborah. Because when you're doing your sun bids, you have to have your board and your, what is it? I think it's like your 3 main officers. So I did 5.
Yeah.
So I did a treasurer, a secretary, myself. Then I put Debbie as the legal advisor.
Oh, so she's actually kind of part of the team.
Yeah, because I do know it's public record. Anybody could go and look at it. But when they see like you have a legal advisor or a lawyer on there, they're very skeptical about tampering with it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they know they got someone who knows what they do. So we were on your social media page, and you've given away thousands of coats and jackets to children. Tell us about the core of your mission and what you want to do with that.
Well, first of all, the kids, they don't know me. Only the guidance counselor at the school and the principal. The parents don't know me. The kids doesn't know me. And the teachers don't know me. Mm-hmm. And I keep it that way because we live in a small world. And you can run into people anywhere.
Yeah.
I may see you. I know you're homeless. I gave you a jacket. You with your friends. The first thing gonna come to your mind is like, oh my God, is she gonna say something to me? Am I going to get embarrassed? Or I may run into you. I gave your kid a jacket. I didn't know you had other kids. And you'd be like, well, I got 5 more kids. How you just going to get one?
Yeah.
So I try to protect my privacy and theirs too.
No, yeah, that's good.
Because you never know who you'll run into. So that's another reason why I don't want the kids to know who I am or the parents. So, I know the guidance and I know the principal is not going to say anything.
Yeah. So do you mostly take brand new jackets, or what kind of condition does it have to be? And what is that the only types of donations you take, or what else do you take?
I only do brand new jackets for the simple fact that I'm homeless. My mother has no money, and it's Christmas.
Yeah.
I get one present, and it's a brand new jacket. That's going to stay with me for the rest of my life. When I grow up, I have my kids, I'd be like, we were so poor, we were homeless. Mommy didn't have any money, but she got me a brand new jacket.
Yeah.
So that sticks with kids. And that's another reason I want to stay anonymous. Because they'd be like, oh, the lady gave us the jackets, or a foundation gave us the jackets, So if you, like a 4 or 5-year-old, 6-year-old kid, your frame of mind is like, my mother gave me this jacket.
Yeah.
If I didn't get nothing for Christmas, I got a jacket.
Yeah.
They could just associate it with goodness.
Right. And the thing about it is that I like for all my jackets to be wrapped.
Okay.
I don't care how many screws I have, how many jackets I have. Every jacket needs to be wrapped. And I just had a wrapping event this past Saturday where I had people come out and wrap jackets.
That's fun.
I also would get, like food vendors to donate food for me. So this year it was Popeye's Chicken, Little Caesar, and Chick-fil-A. Oh, and Wawa's. They gave me pretzels.
Wow, big shout out to those guys. I love how they're getting involved in the
Yeah. So, people come out and they rap, and you want to offer them something to eat and drink.
Yeah.
So
That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You turn it into a party.
You're laughing, and I buy the reindeer ears and stuff like that. And the goal is to get everything wrapped before the event is over.
And do you put the child's name on the wrapping, or do you leave that up to the schools?
No, it's their names be on it. This is how I do it. When I get in touch with the school, I would ask them for the list. On the list, only thing I want to know, the first name, boy, girl, and what size. If you have 2 kids in your class with the same name, then the initial of one of the kids. So this way, it doesn't get mixed up. And when they send me the list, I sit there and I type up the labels. So when I sort the jackets into the bags, the labels go in there. So Jeremy's wrapping late Sibylla. The labels is going to be in there. So as they wrapping, you'll see the kid's name, you'll get the jacket, wrap it, put the label on the wrapper, and then it goes back in the bag.
Perfect.
So when it gets to the school, it's already wrapped. And then I put a copy of the list in that they sent me, so they'll be able to see, okay, Tabitha's gonna get a jacket, Jimmy's getting a jacket, and then those jackets are in the bag.
It sounds like a system that's been well refined over time with thousands of jackets.
I taught myself everything. It didn't come with a rule book. I mean, it's like no instructions.
You are the rule book.
I had to figure it out. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. So, and you've been doing it for almost 10 years now. So I'm sure you've had a lot of different heartwarming moments and challenges throughout the years. What has most surprised you in the last 10 years of Give a Kid a Coat Foundation?
What surprised me was, and I'm being honest, how some people can be deceiving. like, I don't mind helping. I'll help anybody. But when you deceive me, then I go into shutdown mode. Some of the schools, they would send me a list. I know for a fact that this is a bogus list because you would send the list. It would have the child's first name, it would have the grade, and then the size. So as I'm looking at this list, you have a first grader on here wearing an 1820. No way. And then you have a fifth grader on your list wearing a 3-4.
Yeah. And it just gets tricky and confusing and coats don't fit.
And I'm like, there's no way. And then when I call the school, I'll be like, well, can you tell the guidance this list is not meeting up? And then they want to argue. And I'm like, you know what? I can't argue. So I'll just find another school because I know this is wrong.
That's a shame and that's a little frustrating. But for all the frustration, you've obviously made a difference. What in this project has brought you the most joy? What's a story of joy?
Story of joy is taking those jackets to the school in the bag and then seeing the response from, the guidance and the principal, because when I take them, I like to take my banner and take a picture. And most schools have like a Christmas tree up, and we'll put the bags in front of the Christmas tree, and they'll talk to me, and I'll talk to them, and so that's the fun part about it.
That's good.
A lot of them be like, "Thank you so much," and I let them know if you have kids coming in here and they have no jackets on, all you have to do is call me. Give me their size, if it's a girl or a boy, and I'll bring you the jacket. And I'll get those calls every now and then. And I'll just, take the jacket to the school. I'll leave it at the front desk. I won't even wait for them to even come out. I'll drop it and go. Jeremy goes with me sometimes. Hey, Jeremy, can you come with me?
I think that's amazing that you're letting, the parent and the child have, dignity and allow them to take ownership. I think that's really beautiful, and that you're doing such amazing work, and you're just letting everyone else have joy and not, we want to give you credit. Like you don't care about that. It's more about the kids. So, and I know when I met you I guess it was about a month ago now. Yeah. You were telling me that you dropped off jackets in your neighborhood, right?
Yeah, in my neighborhood, right? I live in an apartment complex, so wherever I live, there's kids. I would give the kids in my building jackets. So a new family moved in over the summer, and she have like 6 kids. And, I just said to her one day, I have a nonprofit organization. I give homeless kids new jackets. Not saying that you're homeless, but and I want to give your kids some jackets if you would like. And she was like, please. And she gave me the sizes, and I went in my garage and got the jackets and knocked on the door and gave them to her. She was like, well, how much do I have to pay you? And I was like, there's no pay. She was like, but these are expensive jackets. And I was like, it's okay. I'm giving them to you. I'm not looking for anything in return. Buying the jackets, I stay up catching the sales. I know Macy's gonna have their sale because they want to be J.C. Penney's. J.C. Penney's want to be Kohl's. Sam's want to be Costco's. So
you just work the system. I love it.
I'm a troll. I'll be on their website, and like Macy's. Their jackets be like $85 and $90. They will mark them down to like $15, $19. Wow. And I'm there on the computer ordering them.
That's right.
And then J.C. Penney's, they'd be like, okay, Kohl's is about to start. I just stay on there and I just order. And just keep doing it. And UPS and FedEx, when they come to my house, they have like a dolly and all these boxes. And they know me now.
There you go. Your first name terms. So, Debra, as well as helping schools, we understand that you've also been working with some local churches and their angel tree projects. Tell us about that.
Okay, this will be my second year doing the angel trees. The first year I did Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church. I did a couple of their kids off their angel trees. And now this year, what is called Majestic Life Church, I got in touch with them and asked if I can donate jackets to their angel tree. So it was 45 jackets to their angel tree this year, and Macedonia I did 106.
Oh, wow.
I had a lot of, I have a lot of jackets, and I finished all my schools. So I was like, okay, let me do some angel trees, and here again, they don't know me, and I don't know them, only the people at the church.
Yeah.
Kids won't know who I am. When the jackets go to the church, one church, they're already wrapped. But it just have like boys size 10, girls 10, 12. Majestic Life, I just put them in the bag. I had her give me a list of sizes, and I pulled them and put them in the bag. And also, I work with the Department of Probation. They have people that does probation. A lot of them be in the birth programs. What do you call those programs where it won't go on their record if they do community, And over the summer, I had a few people, and I would have them come and start rapping.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I love it. I love it. So they're helping give back as part of their community service.
Yeah.
Debra, you are an incredibly resourceful lady. You've got these coats. You want to help people. You help through the schools. And if that doesn't help, then you'll find another way to do it. I love that about what you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's good.
Debra, thank you so much for sharing some time with us and, telling us more about your foundation. How can our listeners learn more about you and give back to the community?
Well,
I know there's the Facebook page, right?
Yeah, I do have a Facebook page. I don't have a website, and that should be my next project. It's 10 years old, going on 10, and I don't have a website. So if someone wants to help me with that, I would love it, because I just don't have one. And I know that would probably help me more. All right, my email address is giveakidacotfoundation@gmail.com. And I also have a Cash App, which is...
Perfect.
Yeah, so it would be $Kids Coat. That would be Cash App. And then on my Facebook page is Give a Kid a Coat.
Give a Kid a Coat Foundation, Inc.
Yeah, Inc. Oh, yeah, please
Inc. Don't
put the
miss
ink.
that. And listener, we would encourage you to stop by that Facebook page, give it a like, stay up to date on what is happening. Debra, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
You are a lady with a warm heart who helps kids with warm coats on cold nights. And we are so grateful for all that you do for our community. We're so grateful for the way you bless our kids. And we're so grateful that you've joined us today. So thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Debra. That was great. I'm really looking forward to seeing all of the pictures and hearing about how it went with delivering the coats to our local community members. So thank you so much for all that you do for us and the greater Casselberry community.
And now, as we prepare to close, listener, it's time for our inspirational moment. Our quote today comes from Henry Ward Beecher, who said, "In this world, it's not what we take up, but what we give up that makes us rich." In this world, it's not what we take up, but what we give up that makes us rich. What I believe Beecher is saying is that life isn't about just consuming and getting and building for ourselves, but it's about what we can give up to help others that makes us rich. Debra expressed it so well that as she helps others, it makes her feel special. And it's as we lean into generosity that we experience a richness that doesn't come in any other way.
Thank you, Andy. And thank you, listener, for listening to another episode of the What's Up Casselberry podcast. This podcast is hosted by Alia Ray, Carlos Pereira, Andy Searles, and special guest Gemma. And produced by Robin Keppy. For more information, please visit us at whatsupcasselberry.com. And until next time,